What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Week 16 of the NFL 2018 season with G Myers World Podcast. We're going to jump right into it with the Titans. They faced off against the Redskins in a game where the Redskins are just pretty much, they're on borrowed time, bro. Like, I really believe, like I said, maybe like 4 or 5 weeks ago, or maybe earlier, that the Dallas Cowboys were going to win the NFC East. I think it's all in their, all on their plate to do so, and I think they will handle the business against the Bucs and just completely clinch the NFC East this coming Sunday. But I will give the Redskins a lot of credit. Number one, I want to talk about Adrian Peterson. For this era, he's been one of the best running backs in the league. I think he will surpass LaDainian Tomlinson's record with rushing if he's able to play a little bit in next season. And possibly he's a really, really good running back on a really disgusting team. I think if Alex Smith does not get injured, the Redskins easily win the NFC East, so it's not really a knock on the Redskins in general. I still don't understand why Mark Sanchez is employed in the NFL. He's a terrible quarterback that should have no place in the NFL. Not even being a water boy, a janitor, like just don't have the guy anywhere near the building. He's a terrible quarterback. I want to give a lot of credit to Josh Johnson, and then I want to take away all the credit at the same time. The dude's a trash can, and when they needed him the most, we see why he's played on every team in the NFL. Dude threw a Stevie right to a defender in the clutch moments where they could have easily upset the Titans. It was very disgusting. And then, obviously he threw a pick to end the game to Malcolm Butler, but that's not what it was about. It was all about them being able to hang with the Titans throughout the game. They had, really good game plan, running the ball, that QB, like straight QB run to get first down, stuff like that, mixing it up. I don't think they really wanted to utilize his arm in the game. You could see that from the game plan, and the Titans were having issues stopping the run early. Adrian Peterson helped them out a lot with that. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm completely disgusted with the way that this quarterback situation has gone. And, especially with Kaepernick being unemployed, I understand that he's currently suing the NFL. But with Mark Sanchez having a job in the NFL, that just lets you know, like, bruh, anybody that's watching this, or listening to this podcast could probably play in the NFL for Mark Sanchez. The dude is a terrible quarterback, and he has been for a very long time. And I don't know if you guys were like me while we were watching the game and you saw him on the sideline. It made my stomach turn to know that he's actually getting paid, even as a backup, because he's a terrible, terrible quarterback. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going way off on a tangent. Bottom line is the Titans still have their hopes alive. They can still possibly get into the playoffs. They are also a dangerous team if Mariota's injury is not too serious. It looked like he really went down hard on his elbow. What was it? Gabbert? That dude sucks, but he was able to pull out the victory at the end. And like I said, Henry is a man amongst boys. So as long as they're able to, hand the ball off to him in, red zone situations, they're going to score. They're going to definitely score. They have a solid team. They could definitely do stuff. They play good defense, and they run the ball pretty well. So I would look out for the Titans as a wild card team, possibly. Let's see how the rest of the week plays off. But most of this podcast is going to be about the Chargers and the Ravens game. Because watching this game in its entirety, the Baltimore Ravens, in my opinion, right now, are the best team in the AFC. I'm going to explain to you why. There's like that old cliche. What does it take to win championships? Number one, you got to be able to run the ball. Number two, you got to be able to play great defense. Number three, the Baltimore Ravens is doing that at an A+ level. And Terrell Suggs looks like he's getting younger. That man T. Sizzle don't look like he's getting any older at all. Like how we can see some age in Tom Brady? I'm not seeing any of that in Terrell Suggs. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I want to point out that fumble that Antonio Gates had, that pretty much made me know right now he should retire at the end of the season. They no longer have a use for him. They need to go forward without him because, like, that type of play, that deflated the entire season. Now, people are going to blame Rivers a lot for this game, which he deserves some of the blame. He played horrendously. He took a lot of sacks, but that's not all on him. You got to give the credit to the Ravens. The Ravens are playing unbelievable defense. I don't think people realize how good their defense is right now. I'm very happy for Eric Weddle being able to beat his old team at his age when they thought that he was done. And the plays that he was making, that dude is mad old playing up on the line of scrimmage against a guy like Phillip Rivers. That's pretty tough to do, but that just shows you the confidence that the Chargers, I don't understand. Like, what are the Chargers doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, with Eric Weddle playing up on the line like that, Why are the Chargers not going over the top? Like, they have no respect for Phillip Rivers, and I don't understand what's going on. Like, they were playing straight man-to-man defense. And let me just talk about this really quickly. Brandon Carr, a.k.a. Brandon Used Carr, he's a bum. He starts this game off with a pick. Now, remember, he's still one of the most consistent cornerbacks in the league, but he's a guy that everybody mosses. He's solely the reason why OBJ's career took off the way that it took off. Because that one-handed catch on him, bro, like, he's known. If you Google him, you'll see some of the most ridiculous catches on him. But he's still a stud at the cornerback position. Like, you can't knock him, dog. Like, the dude's a leader. His teammates love him. It's a very awkward situation, bro. But the dude is a bum when it comes to, like, one-on-one catch animations. Like, the dude is going to get mossed. And that's pretty much what it is. But he is a huge part of that Baltimore Ravens defense. I already brought up Eric Weddle. You got T. Sizzle. It's so many guys there that are ready to go. And Lamar Jackson, man, like, you know, he's not the best thrower of the football. He made some really, really good throws. The one to Andrews, like, this dude, as he evolves, I love the quote that he said. He said he doesn't want to try to be the next, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but he doesn't want to try to be the next Michael Vick. He wants to be the next Lamar Jackson. And that's beautiful to me, because that's a young man that understands that, listen, you never want to have somebody else's name in your sentence, especially with a guy. You know, we all know what happened with Michael Vick. No need to bring up his dirty laundry, but you don't want to really correlate your name with him, because it kind of makes it wild, because it just, you know, you just don't want to have that kind of situation going on. So I like the fact that he's trying to build his own legacy, but he's a very, very dangerous guy to try to defend on the field. And the way that they're playing, like I said, it's very, very similar to the way that John Harbaugh's brother and Jim played with the 49ers with Kaepernick. It's very, very similar, bro. Like, this is what it is. Like, it's a very, very difficult situation. And people need to understand that it's not something that is easy to defend, because that took the 49ers to the Super Bowl. The Ravens play like this, and Lamar Jackson stays healthy. This is going to be a very, very dangerous team to play against. And I'm just I know I'm stating the obvious, but there's still going to be those people that are going to say, yeah, bro, they're overrated, whatever like that. If they're able to play like this, I want to know the team that can, you know, that can beat them. Because remember, when you look at the fact that, like, I love me some Patrick Mahomes, but he's not proven in the playoffs. It's a whole different ballgame. Andy Reid is not proven in the playoffs. He had the one Super Bowl run with T.O. on a broken leg or whatever with the Eagles, but he's not proven. Tom Brady is really starting to look like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, what are you out there doing? They just beat the Chargers, who I thought was the best team coming into this. So when you evaluate everybody that's available right now, and you look at the way that they've played head-to-head, the Ravens are the most dangerous team. You don't want to play this team in the AFC. So it's like, it's common mathematics that if these guys are able to, you know, even if they win out and people start losing and they end up getting a bye, I got to look at it to see if it can actually happen. But you don't want to play this team, and you don't want to give this team any kind of rest. So I don't know how people are going to approach this, because they are very run dominant, and they have no issues with putting the ball on the ground and going for 6. They have no issues about it. So Lamar Jackson being one of the fastest quarterbacks to ever play the game, and if you blink, he's gone. You got 2 running backs in the backfield that are just doing your moms all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You got a defense that's just stout. What do you do? I don't know what to do. And like I said, this is why I love the NFL in general, is because you never know what's going to happen. Like, it's upset city. It's not like there's like a Golden State Warrior team. This is right now, the Super Bowl is open to anyone. But I do believe that the team from the AFC will ultimately win it, because I think that the Baltimore Ravens have the best defense. Like the Saints, you know, if they go, they could probably, you know, be a decent type of, you know, defensive struggle depending on who they play against. But I don't think that there's a defense better than the Ravens. So if the Ravens end up going, you know, I ultimately think that they could probably win the Super Bowl if they if they win it and go there. But then you never know. The Chargers might win, and the Chargers defense is pretty good as well. It just looks like on the AFC side, like even with the Chiefs, say the Chiefs surprise us, you're not stopping that offense. I think they'll outscore anybody in the NFC. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just too much stuff going on. But ultimately, if you look at it pound for pound, the Baltimore Ravens right now are the most dangerous team in the NFL. Now, if they end up going to the playoffs and laying an egg, the team that beats them most likely will continue to go on, because I think that everybody's going to have to deal with Baltimore. Based on this running the ball old-fashioned way and playing defense, this is showing us that no matter what is the high-flying offense, all that stuff like that, the old cliche remains the same. You play good defense, you run the ball, and ultimately you can win a championship. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to G Might As Well podcast. Be sure to subscribe and share. Until next time, one love.